Good morning, guys, and welcome to Jilu's Kitchen. First of all, I'd like to thank you for making my first video, the Snickerdoodle cookie, and I want to say that it was a moderate success. I got a lot of positive comments, which I'm very grateful for. So today I'm going to shift gears a little bit and move from baking to Indian cooking. And I'm going to make an Indian breakfast food, which is called Methi ka Paranthe. Methi, as most of you know, is fenugreek leaves, and this was a bunch of fenugreek that I actually de-stemmed. Now I just have to wash it thoroughly before I mix it into a pliable dough. So this is 2.5 cups of all wheat flour, and into that we're going to add half a teaspoon of cumin, another half a teaspoon of ajwain, which is also called bishop's carom, half a teaspoon of paprika or degi mirch, salt to taste, and of course a little bit of ghee, which is also called and add clarified butter. Okay, so let me start by washing and cleaning the methi leaves out. Okay, this is me washing the methi leaves out thoroughly, making sure it's absolutely clean and ready for use. Okay, now that I've finished washing my methi leaves, I'm just going to rough chop it so it's easier to mix it into the wheat flour. See, my mind is still on baking. What can I say? So I'm going to add that. And guys, if you really want to chop it fine, that's up to you. I just like a rough chop because I want to see the leaves and the little bit of stems sticking out. Call me crazy. So there we go. And to this, I'm going to add my half a teaspoon of cumin seed, my half a teaspoon of carom or ajwain. The one thing that I forgot to mention in my ingredient list was green chili, so I'm going to chop it real fine. I'm going to take and half an inch of ginger. And ginger you really want to chop fine. Oh. There we go, it's fine enough. I'm going to add that to my dough mix. And I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of paprika or degi mirch. And you can add more or less depending upon whether you like your methi ka parantha a tad bit spicy or non-spicy. And for my non-Indian friends, I will be adding a link to my video to Amazon.com to purchase all these ingredients, since I know most of you may not have it at home. And this is salt to taste. So now that I have done that, in order to make this dough soft, I'm going to add a little bit of clarified butter to it. Which, guys, I left it on the stove a little bit because, as you know, clarified butter does get thick in winter. So I'm going to add 1 and 2. And this is the clarified butter. There we go. And before we put our hands into the dough, I just want to make sure we wash it thoroughly with soap. get water to knead the dough. There we go. Now that we have this ready, let's mix it together. Mix it dry first so that all the ingredients are mixed together all over. And then we can start using water. And you don't want to make the dough too loose or too stiff. You should be able to make it into a semi-stiff dough. So you want to keep adding water as needed. I have known some people to add garlic also to this paranthe. That's completely your choice in order to do that. If you do want to add garlic also, I would suggest maybe like a couple of cloves, no more than that, because garlic tends to be a little bit more stronger in taste. And you know, there's always google.com to look up the nutritional values of the fenugreek leaves, Methi. It is awesome. It has a lot of health benefits, and you know, it tastes a tad bit bitter, but it's good for you. So guys, I'm almost done kneading the dough, and in order to get soft paranthes, the trick that my mom told me was, after you knead it, let the dough rest like anything, like any other cooking, I want to say, or like any, like how we make puris or regular rotis. So now that this is done, I'm just going to knead it a couple more times to make sure that all the ingredients are in and it's my required consistency, I should say. And when you touch it or you pinch the dough, it should not be that hard to pinch. So this is the correct consistency. I'm going to now rest the dough for like 10 minutes or so before we make the paranthas. So about 10 minutes or so, and the dough is pretty rested, it's time to make a methi ka parantha. And for that, let's move counters over and see what all we need. We will need a rolling pin, some more wheat flour to dust, and of course ghee, a griddle which is already hot, and a surface to roll the roti out or the parantha out. If you do not have this, you can always clean the counter and make a parantha. So you want to make a ball about like an inch or so, flatten it a little bit with your palm, dip it into the dusting flour, and roll it out. The only thing about rolling out is that it should be equal thickness all over, because otherwise it'll cook uneven. So if you think that it's not rolling out properly, all you need to do is dust it in a little bit more of the wheat flour, and there we go. And the trick to doing this is actually rolling your wrist so that the parantha keeps rolling underneath the pin. And there we go. It doesn't have to be a perfect round shape or anything, it just has to be equal thickness all over. As you can see, this really is not in any shape at all, but that's okay. It has to taste good and it has to cook evenly. So now I've had the griddle going. It's hot, and I'm going to take and put it on the griddle. And what we need to do is we've got to wait till it's cooked at least 1/4 on the side before we can actually flip it over and apply some more ghee to it. And ghee makes it all taste yummy, trust me. Okay guys, it's about 1/4 cook. Now we can flip this over. I'm so used to making paranthas that I can use my fingers, and if you really think it's a little too hot, you can always use a spatula to turn the parantha over. So now we're going to let the other side cook a little more than 1/4, about 3/4. So we can flip it over and then apply some clarified ghee to it. And just so you know, you can eat the parantha with either yogurt, which is plain yogurt, or Indian pickles, or for my non-Indian friends who may not like the taste of pickles, hummus is always a good option. So here we go. Now it's ready. We flipped it over. Now we're going to apply some clarified butter to it. You can be a little generous here. It's okay. You want to make sure your breakfast is healthy and heavy. And this is one really good breakfast. So, and you want to increase your flame at this point so that it actually cooks. There we go. Apply ghee on both sides. And your house will start to smell yummy in a bit with all the ghee smell. Now, since we've applied ghee, it becomes really hot, and I'm going to use a spatula to turn it and press it down so that you can see all these little brown spots that come. Oh, that makes the parantha really, really yummy. Okay guys, now that the methi ka parantha is ready, I'm going to eat that with a little bit of yogurt. This is plain yogurt. And to that, I'm going to add a tap of salt for taste and black pepper, ground black pepper. And you can always add a little bit of cumin powder, or you can always add a little bit of chaat masala. I'm going to add all the links to Amazon.com so everybody can see where to buy the products. So let me try my methi ka parantha and see how it turns out. So you want to take a little bit, dip it into the yogurt, and it's yummy. It has the perfect salt, spice, and everything nice. Enjoy. So guys, hopefully you enjoy the methi ka parantha at home. And please don't forget to like and subscribe my page. Thank you.